I thought I'd make a quick little video on how to spot a fake Chanel bag. You got two real ones here and one fake one. So let's see what you guys think. There's a Chanel bag. There's a Chanel bag. And here's a Chanel bag. So looking back at them, take a guess which one you think is real. Okay. This bag is a real Chanel bag. Lambskin leather, real Chanel bag. This bag, real Chanel bag. This bag is the fake with the caviar leather. Now, you got three different kind of leathers on these bags too. Now what you want to look for on these bags, okay, first off the turnstile lock with the famous double C. You want to see the right C always goes over the left C on the top. Just like that. Now this marking in the corner, that's just the origin where they made it. That little mark. Now that mark, when you see that, you know it's going to be made in France. If you don't see the mark, it's going to be made in Italy. Now this particular Chanel bag doesn't have the insignia on there. And here's your fake. Now look at that cheesy C. I mean, if you can't notice that, I mean, look at it. It doesn't even, there's no overlap at all. Now you want to look at the stitch count. You want to see a little bit more than 10 stitches per square inch on this. And also when you look at both these bags, nice high stitch count. You look at the fake, not a high stitch count, a lot of puffiness going on there. You also want to see how the bag lines up. If you look at this bag, even where this flap is, it's not even buttoned, and it's lining up. See how all the seams line up nicely? That's what you want to see. That one, because the angle of the bag, it doesn't look lined up, but that one is perfectly lined up too. You look at the fake bag, well, somewhat lined up, but not really over here. Now you look at the back, at the pocket, and if you look, all those seams line up, line up, line up. And you go to this bag, let's look at the fake one. Over here it's kind of okay, and then it gets a little wacky. I mean, you spot that, don't even waste your time. You spot something like that, you know it's fake. This isn't even a good fake, that's a cheesy fake. Look how bad that's lined up. So that's a pretty obvious thing. And when you look, you'll see the seams line up around the sides. That's how they go. The chain, you feel it. It's a nice, heavy, 24 karat plated chain, tight linking. You go to the fake bag, it's light. It feels like you're holding plastic. And the links are large. See, they're large. They're not tight like this one. It's beautiful. They're smaller link, tight, very well made. So now we can go to the inside of the bag. It's a double flap bag. Now the C's. So when you see the C's, you want to see the spacing. The spacing of each C, the thickness of the C should be the same space as that gap between the two C's. And where it says Chanel, it should say made in France. Directly across from it, I can't even get it with the light, but directly across from it, it should say made in France. And what's this have? This has the authentication card. Now, when you get these fake authentication cards, it'll look like a hologram. Now, this feels like a credit card. It doesn't feel like some cardboard piece of junk. It feels like a credit card. So when you get one of these, you know, and it doesn't have that rainbow effect and everything else, you got the real deal, most likely. And that's what you got to look for in that. Now also, if you look in there, it's very hard for me to get light inside here. You see how tightly made that is? Very tight. That's a nice tight pocket. The lining is tight. It's right up against the bottom. Can't even see it, but the lining is tight inside that bag. So you're not going to pull up the lining so easily. Now you go to the fake bag. And you get right to this thing. I mean, let's look. Look at it, says Chanel there. You know, it doesn't have the C's up top. The lining, look down there. It's look, see the bend in there? It's all loose. Although the pocket on the back wall is fairly tight. So that they actually did fairly tight. And for the most part, that's what I can tell you. Now, as far as the codes, the serial number is going to be on the inside left corner in here, deep in. And that's where you're going to see it on the bags. The Chanel logos came out in like the mid-'80s. So you may get one with a square latch. Doesn't mean it's fake. And so that was it. Now, as far as serial numbers, when you're looking at the serial numbers, the 6-digit code was like 84 to 86. 8-digit code is 2005 and up. 7-digit code is like 86 to 2004. And that's basically the way it is. Now, if you see a 9-digit code, fake bag. But there's your fake, and there's your copy. So really, when you're looking at this thing, you know, and also this leather. See the red interior? If it comes in caviar, I mean, that leather, the real bumpy looking leather, it doesn't have a red inside. It has a black inside. So right there, that tells you right off the bat. Now the lambskin, that's a different story. That one did come with a red inside. And you could see the difference. So that's the bags. And that's the box. You know, the fake one even comes with a cute little dust cover. But it's not like the real dust cover. You know, I don't even know where I put it. But that's it. I hope that helped anyone who was trying to look on eBay or what have you for to look at the bags. But that's my take on it. I hope that helps somebody looking.